Rewire day 2. There are no lights downstairs at the moment. There are lights upstairs. That's what happens apparently when you start doing a house. Anyway, Rewire day 2. I've already found something I don't like, but I found some other bits that I really do like and I think are great. Anyway, I might not like it, but it doesn't mean it's bad. It's certainly not as good as the other bits, but before I made the video, I had a chat with the electrician, phoned him up and said, look, I don't like this. These are the reasons why. And he's assured me that I'm partially incorrect. Although cosmetically it doesn't look as good as the other things, but apparently it's safe. I still don't like it, and I'm going to ask them not to do it again elsewhere. I'll show you anyway. But first off, let's have a look at some of the good stuff. So this is, let me just turn this camera around so then I can see. This is sort of an example of some of the stuff they've been doing. Not just ripping all the plaster off the wall. Old house, this is going to happen, but you can see that they're popping in some conduit, which is nice, some flexible little conduit. It's probably not even meant for this. Oh, it does say conduit on it anyway. And then they're putting in the back boxes for the sockets. This one's a little bit wonky, but whatever. I'm sure it's fine. They'll tell me, I'm sure. We've got the temporary distribution board thing if I need it. We'll see. This is my living room, covered in all their stuff. Again, more conduit over here. So we've got a plug just there. Conduit going up for the light switch, which is yet to be put in. Just down the back here. This isn't where I asked for it, but this is actually for a plug on the other side of the wall. So just beneath us here, just down here, is the cellar. So it's easy to bring the cables up. I actually asked for a plug there. You can see an X on the wall, but that takes you into the walkway for the cellar, so maybe it is easier if it came over here. It's fine, it's literally for a hoover. I'm okay with that. You can see more evidence of some trunking kind of conduit stuff. I mean, that wall's fucked, but it's gonna it's gonna have to be re-plastered. There's no way of getting around it. I literally couldn't fit some, like a normal light switch in there. I could have reused these. The electrician, the main dude, not just all the rest of the people helping, he says he's got those in his house, so he currently uses them. So that kind of conduit is all over the place and I like it. I'm happy with it, in fact. But you can see more of this wall is sort of coming apart, and I kind of expected that. It's not a problem. He's got to dig into the brick. The plaster's crap, so that's fine. You've got a purple cable there. That's the Ethernet. So there's going to be Ethernet just down here, and we've got the plug socket. This one here is the supply for the outside socket. So this window here will come out eventually, and it will be some French doors. So that socket down there, when it's electrically plumbed, all of that will get ripped out. Again, another socket down there and one just over there. Now we'll come to the bit that I don't like. And I have made sure that I spoke to them first. So I wanted them to tell me that it wasn't the end of the world. Anyway, this is it. So this is, you know, part of the wall that's probably quite weak. I can tap on it and hear it's like a drum because it's kind of hollow, right? So the plaster's coming off the wall. But what this is a bunch of cables that they wanted to bring through, and they have bonded them into the wall. But I mean, I don't know about you, but I can see that cable, quite proud of that bonding, and all the way down here where you've got this back box, which isn't actually level with the wall. Again, that might be not an issue, but all the way down I can see evidence of, you know, these cables, and right down here, right at the skirting. Now my issue with it is, like, if you look right up there, you can see where they come in very close contact to that picture rail. Now, I think it's a little bit dangerous. My first thought is, could you have dug them a bit further into that channel, into the brick wall, and bonded over the top? And I think that's what's happened, but those cables have migrated outwards. So I've had a word, and he said, look, They're much below the top level of plaster. Just gonna have to be careful with the plasterer when they come, I think. But I said I was happier with the conduit that you put in. I liked that. Why didn't that go in this place? And he just said it didn't work. So hopefully I'm not going to see this elsewhere in the house. It's a big old bundle of cables that are going up there. That's probably for the front bedroom. So that is the thing that I didn't like from the Rewire today, from day 2. And it is just something I don't like. The thing about rewires, I have no experience of rewires. Nobody I know has any experience of rewires. And I think for most people, if you're not an electrician, then it's likely, oh, shall I just go back in the light? Maybe. Then it's likely that you might only do it once in your lifetime, if ever, because doing a rewire is not that common for most people, is it? You know, it'll last decades without having to do it, and you could easily move from house to house to house without ever having to rewire. Not a full rewire anyway. So maybe you only need one extra cable or whatever, so it's not like, doesn't look like a big job. And I think my expectations are high because I watch a load of these like YouTubers who do rewires. So what is it, Artisan Electrics, and oh crap, there's a dude that does it. I've forgotten his name. Anyway, he's really good. But I forget that they're making YouTube videos, right? They're going to make it so it looks perfect all the time. And I know from looking under floorboards, knocking back brick here, that houses are just, there's weird stuff underneath. It's best not to go digging sometimes, because the voids you find, the just weird junk, like stuff, like what, string holding a wall together. I mean, that's not true, but you know what I mean, like just weird stuff in old houses. So maybe I shouldn't panic so much about not everything being in a conduit and stuff. Although, you know, all of these are in like these wooden conduits. So maybe I should be angry about it. Not angry. It's just different from the other things, isn't it? Anyway, that's day 2 done. I haven't done a thing. I've just been to work, came home, got angry because it's not a YouTube, you know, whatever. I sound like a spoiled brat. The guys are lovely. Like, everything I've done has been brilliant. They've been communicative, telling me all of the stuff that's going to happen, like when I'll have lights, when I won't, and what they'll do when, you know, the electricity's out, like because they're changing the board or whatever, and they'll provide a separate supply for me to use. So yeah, maybe I'm overreacting, but I didn't like it. But still, I like the rest of their work. Not everything could be perfect, but I had a word which I think was the right thing to do. And tomorrow I'm going to talk about it a little bit more, and hopefully I'll feel better about it. But loads of progress has been made already, and I told them about the fact that I literally can't afford to plaster this whole house. I just can't. I don't have the money. Literally couldn't possibly afford it. But I could probably do it room by room. And I've got plasterer hopefully coming next week to make sure all the sockets are bonded as nicely as possible, just to make it look all right before I end up doing any decorating or any proper plastering. So they might even be done by Saturday, like done, like second fix done. I'm not sure, we'll see. I'll talk to him tomorrow and I'll let you know. Well, that's day 2. That's the end of day 3. Oh, I've just got back from work, so let's have a look what's gone on. We'll have a little chat as well about other stuff. Ooh, spooky, going back to the house. So, end of day 3. They've gone home. I've just got home. So, let's head around. it's kind of spooky. There's no lights downstairs still, so still using like their sort of sight light, I guess. So that means there's no light in the kitchen, and that's what they've left that light for. But we'll just take it off the tripod and go around and have a look. I feel better than I did yesterday. You haven't seen yesterday's yet, or if you, I don't know what order this is going to go in. I wasn't very happy yesterday, but I feel better about it. So I had a chat with Louis, he's the electrician, talked about what I didn't like about that big sort of scar up the wall in the dining room. And he demonstrated to me that the plaster would sit well above those wires. By well above, like maybe 5mm, but if that's fine, that's fine. He's the expert. It isn't ideal. I told him I'd rather it all be in Conduit. And he said, okay, there's no changing what's happened there now. So I don't know. I don't think they'll do that elsewhere in the house. They'll hide it from me if they do, I imagine. But we had a nice chat, reassured me about the process, about what's going to happen going forward. And that's really important to me, I think, to understand. Like maybe I'm one I'm just like one of those people that needs to know what's going on all the time and like have some kind of control. Because I need to know what's going on. Yeah, so he talked me through what's going to happen when. And I've kind of run out of money. So basically, well, not run out of money, but basically I can't afford to replaster the whole house in one go. Just can't do it. So like I don't have the cash and I can't find anyone cheap enough to do that. So I'm going to take on some of the work myself, not plastering, but I will take the stuff back to brickwork, I think, myself, with some help from some friends, maybe a labourer if I can get one, just to help out for a couple of days. So that should make it cheaper, but it means that I'll be doing it room by room rather than all in one go. So we're doing second fix by Saturday, or second fix ready by Saturday. That means this rewire is going to will have taken like 8 days or something, maybe less. So that's really, really good. I'm pleased about it. So I'll be left with working sockets, with working lights, and they'll clear the debris and they'll take down on any of the in the way older stuff. So I'm really pleased about that. And that's what's made me happy about it. But screw it, let's go and walk around and have a look. So let's start downstairs. I've got the big light with me, so you can see that they've put a light switch in the hallway. So this will be for the main hallway lights up there. And the cool thing about it is what they're going to do, that's too bright, isn't it? They're going to pop these little yellow shields on the switches. So that means it's basically second fix ready. So second fix, basically making it look nice. So this wall here probably won't go back to brick, but it will be fixed up a little bit. Unless it's... Oh, it sounds pretty crap actually, so maybe it will. I don't know. So we've got that's gone in. We've got the centre pendant light that I asked for. Now, I didn't want to do spots down here because I think I might like to have like a fancy, not chandelier, but fancy something. We've got this there. I might ask him to save that pineapple lamp, maybe. He's not taken it down yet. I'll ask him to keep it, I think, and just make something stupid out of it. Oh, here we go. Here's all their stuff again. Let me just turn the light onto a bit of brighter... Oh, I've just turned it off. So in the living room, we've got another switch there with that yellow thing on. I'm assuming it'll slide back further once it's this yellow thing's removed, so it can be plastered over. We've got the centre pendants in, but they haven't taken the other ones down yet. Don't know why. It doesn't particularly matter, I'm sure it'll happen. Again, another socket just over there. I'm like doing quite a good job highlighting just the area that I want you to see in the middle. And then again, sockets over there. This is all their stuff. I don't really want to film it all, but look at all that. They've got a whole thing for Wago clips just here. Check that out. And there's the Cat cable. Cat 5e. Okay. Oh, and that distribution board has not been used yet. What else have we got? drawing on the walls there. Let's have a look. I don't know, I don't care as long as they get it done, whatever they've written. Oh, okay, so we've got another cable. That will be for a smoke alarm. There's already one there, but this will be for a permanent feed smoke alarm. We've got, oh look, there's another light switch just here. God, not having lights downstairs is a real pain. Also, we've got a socket there, and a socket just over there and there. This big gash is just still annoying, but he's demonstrated for me that it's above the plaster and that it should all be fine. I trust him, it's fine. Right, let's have a little look in the cellar before we go upstairs, because I know they've done some drops or runs or something like that. Well, there we go. Let's turn the light on. I've got this big thing. So this bunch of cables here, like if I'd come home and seen that without knowing what it was, I wouldn't have been happy. But this morning I spoke to him before I left for work and said, what can I expect when I get home? Because it's important to me to know what's going on. Anyway, these are the supply lines, or whatever you might call them. I can't remember, but this is the future proofing basically. So when I eventually can afford to do the kitchen, like absolutely no idea when that's going to happen, but when I can afford it, they've got a cable in there for an electric cooker. They've got a big earth cable there, stuff for the lighting circuit, stuff for the plugs, and like the cooker is the hob and the electric oven too. So that's brilliant. What they're going to do with those is just coil them up and stick them above that door. They won't go anywhere, they're not going to do anything, they're just going to be out of sight. Problem is, the floor in the kitchen is just brick, so there's literally no way of hiding it under the floor, and the ceiling is going to get sorted at some point. Plus there's no way to get from down here into that ceiling cleanly. So here is the best option for now, and it can always be pulled back through and changed. Walking backwards on these stairs, bit of a bad idea. So what we got going on in the creepy cellar. So there's my Ethernet cable drops. Now what's going to happen is the internet, or rather the cable, the twisted pair bloody cable from the telephone line, will come in down here instead. I don't know whether bringing it through, probably around here. Not sure. The walls are very green in here. Gonna have to see how that's sorted. Part of it's damp, but old historic damp. So I'm gonna bung a shelf up there and have Wi-Fi and the switch box down here. So that's like a gigabit switch. Someone kindly offered a gigabit switch, but I don't really need one. I've got a switch already which has enough holes in it, ports in it, so that should work, and I'm not really going to be using any kind of gigabit stuff. Oh look, we've got that's probably the water bonding there, I imagine, because I think I spoke to you before about the bonding that we've got. Everything comes from that bare metal cable actually, that just sort of ekes around the side there. You can sort of see it if I point my finger there, that sort of bare metal thing. That is the bonding for the entire house, amazingly enough. And there is zero gas bonding, which is probably a problem. Who knows? I've yet to go through all of this stuff. Oh, look at all that cool stuff. Basically, one of those things needs to go in a fireplace somewhere, so we'll figure it out at some point. But when I get to tidy all this stuff out, it'll be interesting to see what kind of rubble's in here. There's a massive bit of coal from when they used to use coal, so there's that I found yesterday. Right, let's go upstairs. I wanted to find you an example of that wooden conduit, and there's some here. It's not been painted, so you can sort of see how it's put together, and it's essentially, well, just a couple of grooves with a cover on the top. But elsewhere in the house, it's not using these sort of PVC cables. they're a later addition, so they're using sort of fabric cables, so they're pretty dangerous. The electrician said that they pulled some on a wall and all the fabric just came off and it was just bare cables touching bare cables. So he reckoned that I didn't have very long before my lights went off anyway, and I blew all my fuses. Upstairs we go. So they've not done anything with the bathroom. Oh, but we have got... Is it light enough up here for me to turn this off? Probably is. There we go. So we've got our first plug socket hole. Is that where I wanted it? I can't remember. No, I wanted one right there. Huh. Okay, I'll ask him about that. It doesn't matter, or does it? It kind of does. I did want some electricity here, not there. Oh, but then over there's okay too. So as long as I can get a cable around. Either way, this is like lath and plaster. So that is lath and plaster. You can see you've got these sort of wooden straps with plaster squirting through. Now the interesting thing about this kind of plaster is this, you can probably see it there, let's just take the light away a little. It's sort of quite crumbly, but it's held together in a fashion. So it's got like some fibres in it that are keeping it together. Sort of. You can see sort of bits that crumble away if I can't hold onto this light. And sometimes you can kind of see it down here, sort of sticking out at the edges there. Sometimes they used horsehair to hold plaster together. It wasn't uncommon. You just need some kind of fibres to give it a bit more strength. And I think that's probably what we've got. So that's going to be where one of the plugs goes. I don't know what's going to happen to this wall in the long run, because it's not super stable, and it really does need, well, maybe just completely replacing, taking it out and rebuilding. I mean, you've still got like sort of a wooden frame there, and putting on plasterboard wouldn't be too difficult. Have they done anything down here? Let's have a little look. They'll have done nothing in the kitchen, not the kitchen, in the bathroom. Let's see. No, but they brought some tools in, literally taking over the gaff. So nothing in here yet. Oh wait, no, look. We've got, so this is going to be my office, which I'm super excited about. Office, no, it's not true. This is going to be my games room / workshop. And so workbench over here. So I've got 2 double sockets to play with. Just there, that's fucking brilliant. All the plaster needs to come off these walls, which is fine. And then over there, which is where I'm going to have my desk with the window, I've asked for 2 double sockets and an Ethernet thing, socket. So brilliant. And then in here, oh wait, they've done the light switch too. So in here, they haven't used a chaser to pull that out. Look at that, some wood at the top there. What's that all about? Don't know. So they've just chiseled that. But in here it's going to be 6 spotlights, dimmer controlled. For some reason I agreed to the dimmer still. Someone else in the comments also said I would love the dimmer, so maybe we'll go for it. Well, not even maybe, we are going to go for it. So brilliant. So this is my current office / spare bedroom. They covered my computer desk in a thing. That's good. Appreciate that. Oh, we've got lots going on in here. So we've got, that's going to be the light switch for the office. So right now this space, right, isn't separated out, but I want a wall going along here to separate the space out. And they've put a mark there for a light, which isn't right. So they've put it here, thankfully, which is good. And then they've put the new bedroom light there, which is great. Also, they've popped in spots for the lights to pop out. I'm so pleased that they've done this already. And then we've got double socket. Double socket? Why do we have 2 double sockets there? for a bedroom. Huh. Don't know. I don't know what that's about. Did I say 3 double sockets? So in here there should be 2 double sockets and an Ethernet. So this is going to be, if you see this, there's like a black mark on the wall there. Oh, I'll just show you with my hand. About here, we're going to build out a false wall to cover some of this room, and then you've got double socket and Ethernet there. Oh, I wanted to show you this. Oh, old newspaper that was in the underneath the floor. So you've got, oh, there's a crossword. I'll tell you what. If you can see, I'll tell you what. I'll take a picture of the crossword, and then maybe you can do it at home. So this newspaper is from, oh God, it's an awful one. It's the Sunday Mail, January the 6th, 1974. So 50 years ago, almost to the day. What are we on? Like the 12th of January or something? I don't know. I'd have to look it up. A skilled trade and £2,470 a year. Amazing. Give me a plain Tom, Dick or Harry. So these are looking at baby names, it looks like. What else have we got? This thing won't stand up. Oh my word. Okay. Maybe we'll look at this better another day, but that looks interesting. Foolishly, I drove a married woman home from an office party. I'm in love with a boy of 19. Wife who walked out. Divorce poser. No feelings for husband. Bloody hell. And then, when my father told me to be quiet. That sounds weird. Okay, basically, oh, that's cool. What's this? Where have they found a bloody eggshell from? I don't know. So that's it, the end of day 3. And after talking to Louis, it turns out we won't be having many more days. What is it? Thursday tomorrow, Friday, Saturday. So a few more days. And then we're done. It's basically up to me to get it, not second fixed, but to get it plastered in order to just drop the things back into the back boxes. So that's exciting, and I'm happy with how loads of it's going. I whined a bit in 2, so I sort of feel bad about it, but I think it's because I'm nervous about this because it's costing a lot of money and I've never done it before. Anyway, talking to Louis about it today, just having a very sensible chat about timelines, about expectations, about what I want to see and what I don't want to see, and just sort of understanding the process. And I think he put himself in my shoes a little bit, which was nice, and it helped me feel better about it all. So he reassured me, basically, is what I'm trying to say with all the flipping extra words I've used there. But yeah, reassured. I did have to ask for it though, so I did have to go looking for that assurance. But yeah, I am now feeling quite excited. I can sort of see what's happening and when things are going to happen, so I understand, which is nice. Oh man, it's going to be good. And Louis also showed me their sort of hammer drill type tool, which they use for knocking plaster off walls, and I think I could probably do it. It doesn't look that hard. And then I might be able to just board with plasterboard, not going to be amazing for breathable walls, but whatever. And then have the plasterer just come in and plaster over the top of the plasterboard. And, you know, that's saving a lot of money, I think. I'm not going to learn how to plaster though. Not yet. I don't think I've got enough time. Anyway, that's the end of day 3. Loads has happened. Like, I'm proper excited. We've only got a few days left as well. Jeez. I'm hoping when they start taking down. So they're putting in new first, and then they're going to be taking away old. So, you know, that's from all over the shop. So when they start doing that, I'll see if I can work from home that day, and then I can do some video of it for you. Already asked Louis if it was okay to do a YouTube video about the process. If he'd said no, I wouldn't have done it. I would have talked to you about the Rewire, but I wouldn't have shown you all his gear and that, and got all that stuff in the picture. But he was happy, so I'm happy to share it. Even though there's literally no technical content here whatsoever, so I don't know why you're watching, some of you. In fact, I think 8 of you unsubscribed on the last one, so you're clearly not enjoying it that much. Anyway, I've got to unpack my massive ghost of a computer. Look at it. Oh, actually, look at this. Look who's hiding under here. Can you see that? Yeah, you can definitely see what it is. Little pet. Right, on to day 4.